Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Automation Tech Guru. Today I'm going to start a new video series C# tutorial for beginners complete course. In this video we will see C# introduction, why we will use C#, what is the history and what's the new features coming in the C# 11. So let's start. Introduction. C# is pronounced as C#. It is an object-oriented and component-oriented programming language. It directly supports these of the concepts, making C# natural language in which you can create and use software components. It also added some features to support new workloads and emerging software design practices, so that you can define new types and their behavior. Several C# features help you to create a robust and durable applications like garbage collection. Garbage collection basically it's automatically reclaim memory occupied by unreachable unused objects. Nullable type. It guard against variables that don't refer to allocated objects. Exception handling basically provide a structured and extensible approach to error detection and recovery. Lambda expression basically support functional programming techniques. LINQ language integrated query syntax basically create a common pattern for working with the data from any sources. Language support for asynchronous operations provides syntax for building distributed system. C# also have a unified type system. All the C# types, including primitive types such as integer or double, inherit from a single root object type. All types share a set of common operations, and value of any type can be stored, transported, and operated upon in a consistent manner. C# support both user-defined reference type and value types. Why we will use the C#? So it is one of the most popular programming language in the world. It is easy to learn and simple to use. It has a huge community support. C# is an object-oriented language which gives a clear structure to programs and allow code to be reused, lowering development cost. As C# is close to C++, and Java, it makes it easy for programmers to switch to C# or vice versa. History of the C#. So it is an object-oriented programming language created by Microsoft that runs on the .NET framework. It has roots from the C family, and the language is closer to other popular languages like C++ and Java. The first version was released in year 2002, and the latest version C# 10 was released on November 2021, and now C# 11 version will be released in this November 2022 together with the .NET framework. So the history of the C#. So if you see the article provide a history of each major release of the C# languages. So if you go scroll down, so you can find the versions from version 1, that is basically released on Visual Studio .NET 2002, and look at a like Java, and part of its still design goal for ECMA. It should be the simple, modern, general-purpose, object-oriented programming language. At the time, looking like Java meant it achieved those early design goals. After version 2, if you see in the version, major features of the version 1 was classes, structures, interfaces, events, properties, delegates, operation, and expression, statement, and contributes attributes. After version 1, it comes version 1.1, that is come with .NET Visual Studio .NET 2003. Then after version 2 came, and it was released with the Visual Studio 2005, and is directly having the generics, partial type, anonymous methods, nullable value type, iteration, and covariance and contravariance. After releasing 2.0. It was come 3.0 in 2007, and that come with the .NET Framework version 3.5 in 2008 Visual Studio. And it also having the features like auto implemented property, anonymous type, query expression, lambda expression, expression trees, extension methods, implicitly type, local variables, partial method, object, and collection initializer. And they also introduced the language integrated query, that is LinkU. After C Sharp 3.0, it came version 4.0, and it was come with the Visual Studio 2010, and it basically having the dynamic binding, named option, argument, generic covariant and contravariant, and embedded interoperation types. After this, it was released 5.0 that came with the Visual Studio 2012, and that they introduced the asynchronous member and caller info attribute. After that, it was released version 6.0, and that comes with the Visual Studio 2015, and they have the aesthetic imports, exception filter, auto property initializer, expression, bodied member, null propagator, string interpolation, and name of operations. And some other new features also included in this 6.0, that is index initializer, await in catch in final block, and default value for getter only property. After that, they have released version 7.0, and that come with Visual Studio 2017, and it was having the out variable tuple, pattern matching, local function reference, local reference, return, expanded expression, bodied member, and also having the discards, binary literals, digital separator, and throw exception. After 7, it the version changed to 7.1, and it's also having some more features in 7.1, 7.2, then 7.3. After this, they released the 8.0, and it will come with the major release, that is basically target the .NET Core, and some of the features rely on the new CLR capability, other on the library type. So if you see the features which are added for 8.0 with the .NET Core, these are the features which is added to this. After that, it was released version 9, and that come with the .NET 5.0, and latest was the latest which we are using currently, it is version 10, and that was having some more following features like record struct, improvement of structure type, interpolated string handler, global using directive, file scope. So these are the some versions. If you want to learn more about these versions or new features, you can just go to the learn.microsoft.com, and you can search for the version 10. So you will get all the information related to the version 10. And now they are introducing new version, that is C Sharp 11. So what's new in C Sharp 11? So if you just scroll down, so you will find all the versions or all the new features added to this version C Sharp 11. So we will go through one by one. The feature is available in Visual Studio 2020 version 17.4, that is file scope type, then the generic Mac support, auto default structure, pattern matching, extended name of numeric intptr, then UTF string literals, required members, ref field and scoped. And also if you go down, that is version 17.2 and 17.1, then you can download these latest Visual Studio 2022, And you can also try all these features with the .NET preview release with the .NET 7 SDK, which I already told you that it is coming with the Visual Studio uh, 2022 .NET Framework 7 with C# 11 version. So this generic attribute, you can declare a generic class whose base class is system.attribute. This feature provide a more convenient syntax for attribute that require a system.type parameter. So previously you did need to create an attribute that takes a type as its constructor parameter. So now you can see here, you just create one class that is type attribute, and it is basically inherit the attribute class and system.attribute class, and then you can create a constructor with the type t, where the parameter will be the type t. So it can be a any type of the variable, maybe it can be an integer, string, or whatever type you want to pass, you can pass it. And the property also can have the property type, param type, and it will be a get. And and to apply this attribute, you can use to the type of operator. So if you want to use the type of with a string, so you can have the type of attribute with type of a string, and that will be the syntax. And you can use this public string method equals to default. So default, basically it will be the value, default value for that string. And using this new feature, you can create a generic attribute instead. So now you can create this public class generic attribute that will be a type, and you can pass the attribute and then specify the type parameter to use the attribute. So you can see the generic attribute string, and this method is a default. So you must supply all the type parameters when you apply the attribute. In other words, the generic type must be fully constructed. So you can see here the class generic type, and the parameter will be t type, and t should be the generic t type. And you can see not allowed, generic attribute must be fully constructed type. So this will not be allowed like this. You cannot use the t type here, but you can use a string. And the type argument must satisfy the same restriction of the type of operator. So whatever type of operator is allow you to, that will be a type that required metadata annotation aren't allowed. For example, the following type should not be allowed for the type parameter, that is dynamic, nullable string, or integer x or y. That is the tuple type of uh, tuple types will not be allowed within the this type of operator for this method or a property creation using the t type. And these type are directly represent a metadata. They include annotations that describe the type. In all cases, you can use the underline type instead. So you can use object for the dynamic nullable string, you can use a string, and for integer x or y, you can use the value tuple integer. So in this way, you can use the type also. And generic math support. So there are several language features that enable generic math support. You can see the static virtual member in interface, checked user defined operator, relaxed shift operator, and unsigned right shift operator. So we will see these features when we will work on the code type and code project, and we will see these features also. And other is numeric intptr and uintptr, that is an integer and new integer type now allies with the system dot intptr or system dot uintptr respectively. And also it added the new line in string interpolation. So the text inside the curly bracket character for string interpolation can now span multiple lines. The text between the curly bracket makes and parses passed as C sharp. Any legal C sharp including new line is allowed, and this feature make it easier to read string interpolational that use longer expression like pattern matching, switch expression, or link queue. And also you can use the list patterns. So list pattern, extended pattern matching to match sequence of elements in a list or an array. So you can see the sequence is 1 2 3 4 is true when the sequence is an array and list of three integers 1 2 3. And it improve the method group conversion for delegates. Then you can use the raw string literals, that is double quotes. So now you can use this string. You can write the string like this uh, to use the three double quotes characters. So if you use the string long message, we just need to put this before. Previously what we need to do, if you want to write the string, you need to use the double quotes, then put some string, then double quotes, then you need to use the plus sign, and you will go to the new line. But now you can directly use the triple quotes, opening triple quote and closing triple quote, and you can write whatever string you want to write. And also you can pass the variable. Auto default struct, pattern matching with span character read only, extended name of scope, and UTF 8 string literals, required member, ref fields and ref scope variable, file scope variable. And these are the some new features which is added to the C Sharp 11 with the .NET 7. So we will see these features in upcoming videos, where we can implement these new features and work with those new features in the .NET 7 when it was released, when it will be released. So in this video we have seen the introduction of the C Sharp .NET, and we are also seeing the features why we are using the C Sharp, and we also seen the history from version 1 on 2002 till version 11 2022. And also we have seen new feature which is coming with the .NET 7, .NET Framework 7, and C Sharp 11. I hope you like my video. Please like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.